Sonia Saul, and this is the News at Night. On tonight's show, we have a special report on the Rollercoaster tour, including features with Blur, My Bloody Valentine, Dinosaur Jr. and Jesus and Mary Chain. Jesus and Mary Chain, Blur, My Bloody Valentine and Dinosaur Jr. played the last date of the Rollercoaster tour on Tuesday. We got up with all four bands last weekend in London.
Who have you come to see tonight? My Bloody Valentine.
Dinosaur Jr.
Blur. Blur. Good. Jesus and Mary Chain.
The Jesus and Mary Chain, My Bloody Valentine, Blur and Dinosaur Jr. share the bill in the Rollercoaster project, instigated by the Jesus and Mary Chain.
We just got really bored doing the same old British tour. We've been doing it for about 6-7 years now. We just said to our manager, well, we're not doing it again. And he sort of freaked out and said, well, find us something to do that will be more interesting.
It's kind of a four-headed beast, really, this tour. All with kind of slightly different psychotic tendencies.
Somebody just asked me one day, I think our record label guy, Jeff, if the Valentine do it also.
Jim Reed asked me, I happened to meet him, and he said, are you going to do it? What do you think about it? And I said, it seems like a good idea.
Prior to this tour, Dinosaur Jr. played a number of gigs in America with My Bloody Valentine. They're the only non-British band on the bill.
It's really hard. It's as if we're from another planet.
It's true.
Almost as if we didn't exist, actually.
We don't even get to eat with the other bands. We have to eat separately.
Yeah, they won't let us.
It's horrible.
One thing that all four bands share is a love of distorted guitars and a strategy of sonic attack that leaves the audience reeling.
It certainly wouldn't be a conscious effort on anybody's part, you know. It's not something anybody thinks about, like, let's be so loud that it incapacitates people.
I think people want that when they go to a show. That's what they're paying for, is to just be damaged.
I mean,
by
the assault comes
it
with it. I mean, anybody's favorite show is usually going to be one that's incredibly loud.
Reviews of the concerts have all mentioned that the bands get on famously, not a bitchy word said, but that couldn't possibly be true. Everyone knows that if you're in a band, your ego is, well, huge.
You really can't walk down the hall without bruising somebody's ego.
Fist fights.
It's gotten to the point where any of us, we're just pretty much afraid to leave a room. Because
we're just all walking time bombs.
Yeah. Everybody is just, you say one word, you say hi, you know, and you pretty much get your head beat off.
Yeah,
you know.
Definitely.
It's ugly.
My Bloody Valentine are notorious perfectionists when it comes to their well-crafted and meticulous sound.
The actual playing part is good, like having all the bands. I like that, and that's why we did it. The other side of it, the control side, isn't so good, but, you know, we like to have a lot of control.
The Lollapalooza tour, which Rollercoaster has been compared to, was a concept with art shows, political canvassing, acting as backdrop to the music. The Rollercoaster tour...
It's not a concept, because if it was a concept, you would have to have a band like House of Love on it as well, because then you would have all these bands that were seen to have influenced lots of other bands. But it's not really like that.
night of the show, the Jesus and Mary chain play the last and longest gig, leaving the others to rotate.
What it means is that no one band goes down miles better than any other band. I mean, the Mary chain, because it's the end of the evening, it's a lot more, people are more relaxed by then. It's a bit more traditional reaction. Us, Blur and Dinosaur, because we're the only ones rotating, the Mary chain aren't. It's more like they're here and we're there in a weird sort of way, because we're all part of the one thing and they're in a slightly different thing. Because of that, it's interesting. I mean, Blur stand up for themselves. It's not like they're kind of the lower band or anything. Like, they get it, the audience like them, you know, equally, but that's because the audience is made up of all these different people.
Do you think it's good value for money?
Yeah, 12 quid, definitely. It's cheap, very cheap. 4 bands for 12 quid.
I think it's good value for money, good for the youth for today.
Having 4 bands on the same bill for the price of one was not a recessionary tactic to ensure ticket sales. It was just a good idea.
No, it's just because it was an interesting combination of ideas. The recession, you know,
This probably
is going to lose more money, yeah, during a recession than any other kind of tour. Well, it was a chance to do something slightly different, you know. I mean, otherwise we just go on tour again and play to our own audience, which is kind of quite safe, but this was an opportunity to just sort of, try something different. There was inevitably going to be a kind of sort of sense of, not competition, but definitely a tension each night, which is better than if you go out by yourselves, because, you know, you've got something, at least something to prove. I mean, it's not a great deal, but it just makes you kind of more alert each night, I think.
Best feeling is playing live when you haven't got a hangover, and the worst feeling is playing live when you have.
Reverence, the current single from the new Jesus and Mary chain album, Honey's Dead, was banned by radio stations for its supposed blasphemy.
Well, I mean, it doesn't surprise me, really. It's I don't know, it's like people at radio stations. I mean, they treat the public like they're morons or something like that. It's so patronising. Next single we're not too sure about. We're thinking of making it Sugar Ray. The B-sides, we've got, I mean, the B-sides, I don't like to call them B-sides, the other songs, because we don't, if you check out the songs on the other side of all of our singles, it's all good stuff. I think the one that we're probably going to make the B-sides is a song called Hey Mother so I doubt that'll get very much radio play either, but it'll be well worth the money paid.
Jesus and Mary Chain. That's it from us.